Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, you are listening to 219 Green Connect with me, Kathy Sipple, as I speak with community leaders in natural health, local food, the environment, alternative energy, and other matters of sustainability. If you are joining us live today, Wednesday, December 21st, you're invited to join us on our web broadcast on blogtalkradio.com. To join today's conversation, dial 805-243-1323. If you are listening to an archived copy of the show, you may post comments on our Facebook page or on our blog at 219greenconnect.com. The site also contains additional news, events, and resources about greener living in Northwest Indiana. A special thanks to local musician Keenan Baxter for our theme music. Okay, we're happy to have as our guest today Marilee Snyder. And Marilee is a natural health professional, and she has a business called Sage Spirit Terra in Michigan City, Indiana. And Marilee, are you live with us?
I sure am.
Great. Glad to have you. So today is a pretty special day.
It is. It's the Winter Solstice, Yule, whichever you choose to call it.
Well, tell us a little bit about that for those that may not have that on their calendar of holidays to celebrate traditionally.
This is the longest night, and it is actually. I'd like to read a real short little thing from the Winter Solstice in 207, because it's about the eternal cycling of the sun, which is how our Earth operates, and it's the clock that humans used to use. So within the darkness of the Mother Earth, of wet, cold, big snow falling, in the shadow of the winter sun, something fierce seems to gnaw at our bones. Sometimes gloom seems to settle over the land. Over hearth and homes, in these very days when dark would seem to be forever here, the roots get tapped, the soul is touched, the fire ignited and is stoked by the powerful returning of the light, the eternal cycling of the sun. But the returning of the light, and yes, the days start getting longer, but it's also the crossover between the physical and the spirit. And this is the going within time, the time we're supposed to slow down and not run around frenetically.
Wow, that's not exactly the message that we're getting from the media, is it?
No, and the elders teach us that it's the time of the inner light, of healing. It's the time of dreaming. You know, dreaming for you and your families what you want for next year, what you want for next month, what you want for yourself to make your life happier, to have those real moments that are profound, that are forever in your memory bank. Those special moments.
In your opinion, by doing that, I would imagine that would probably bring some health benefits as well when you respect your body's attunement to the earth rhythms.
Oh, absolutely, because we can get really scientific and go into brain waves.
Hey, whatever way you want to take it, I'm game. I love to learn from my guests and my friends, so please enlighten us in more ways than one.
The gamma waves, brain waves, and yes, there really are gamma waves. It's not science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And they vibrate from 20 to 60 hertz. And those are the brain waves that solve problems, that remember things, that have spatial arrangements. That's the fast thinking, boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Then we drop down to alpha waves. And this is the important wave. Alpha waves vibrate from 7 to 12 hertz. The Earth used to vibrate at the level of the Schumann wave, which was 7.38 hertz. It now vibrates at 7.83. So if we in our bodies did not make that leap, our immune systems are suppressed. we have things like diabetes and gallbladder problems. And
can I back up 1 second? What
Sure.
accounts for that difference in the wave measurement?
The Earth is vibrating faster. The Earth
Okay.
is expanding and growing.
Okay.
So we need to have our brains catch up to that.
Okay. Is that a recent happening, or has that been happening ever since the Earth
it's
started?
It's a recent happening with the
Okay.
shift of the millennium. Okay. The Mayan calendar actually ended October 28th.
Of this year?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of this shift has been going on as the Earth has been raising, because the Earth, and actually on YouTube there's videos about how the Earth is actually expanding and growing, just like our consciousnesses are expanding and growing with all the technology and everything.
Well, it sounds fascinating. I certainly would love to delve into that. If you've got any links that you would like to share, please post them to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/219GreenConnect. And that goes for other listeners as well. I just ask that topics be related to natural health or some of the other things I mentioned at the onset of the show. But would love to see more about that. So how do we keep up as humans that have a brain that is, really struggling to keep up with this expansion of consciousness?
Well, that's why honoring this Earth calendar and being in touch with the Earth, the shamans have always known how to do it, because the Schumann wave is the wave around the Earth that we travel on. That's why long-distance healing is possible. That's why we can pray for somebody in India and they'll get it, or vice versa.
That's pretty
because
cool.
the intention is traveling on the Schumann wave, which is the alpha brain wave in the human head, and it's the wave that the shamans travel on. So by drumming, we can actually raise our vibration to be in alignment with the Schumann wave.
Okay.
Kind of cool, huh?
Is that any kind of drumming, or specific drumming that the shaman know how to replicate?
Well, it's the frame drum at the heartbeat. A frame drum vibrates from 8 to 12 hertz.
Okay.
Gee.
Coincidence? I think.
Yeah.
Not.
What do you think?
So
and all of that has been scientifically proven, and
okay.
And that's one of the reasons that we do drum circles here on the land, and have for 15 years. And in recent meditation, I was told, okay, Marilee, you got to live more with the Earth cycles. Mm-hmm. And the Jewish calendar actually aligns with the Earth cycles. Hanukkah started last night.
Mm-hmm.
And
lights. So all of these traditions really are based around light.
And the Earth calendar, yeah.
And the Earth calendar, okay.
Even Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
The return of the sun, S-O-N, S-U-N, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But
there are
the
a lot
light
of
of the world.
references that name Jesus as, light. I'm having trouble having a reference right this second. But it seems like that metaphor is woven throughout many sacred texts. So how can, regular people, regardless of their religious or spiritual beliefs, kind of tap into that earth rhythm and take advantage of this time of year? What would be some good practices or some good things to slow down our brains and get more in rhythm? Drumming?
Actually, you want to speed up your brain.
Oh,
you want to speed up your alpha wave.
Well, you can tell
but
that I've been listening, right? I need to speed up my brain.
But for healing, you want to be in the theta and delta waves.
Okay.
The delta wave is the dreamless sleep that's 0 to 4 hertz. And that's the restorative sleep. It allows us to be more creative. And the whole deal is to stop.
Okay. Now, you have a drumming celebration at Sage Spirit Terra tonight. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's at 7 o'clock, and we will be drumming. And tonight is a celebration. We're going to be singing and dancing. We will be doing 2 journeys. But for people that can't make it, what we all need to start doing is being good to ourselves. How are we going to be good to others and learn how to be kind to others if we're not kind to ourselves first?
Right.
And that means doing things like taking a day off once in a while when it's not scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Eat a piece of chocolate when it's not recommended. Take a nap.
I'm a very big fan of that that recipe for success, the chocolate and the nap, as a matter of fact. Well,
get yourself into a good book for an hour when you can't afford to. Soak in a tub when there's no time. I mean, it's just really stopping everything and doing something you're not supposed to do according to our culture.
Something that you're not supposed to do because you believe that you don't have time, but something that your body is very much telling you you're supposed to do.
I need it, I want it, help me.
Yeah. So tonight, if somebody were to show up...
that's why so many people are sick.
Right.
They're
do you feel
stressed.
Like the drumming is a big part of your work as a natural healer? How does that play into how you might work with a client?
Actually, drumming and shamanic journeys are the oldest form of healing on Earth. And it goes back 125,000 years, and the drum is the heartbeat. And so we actually travel on the sound waves for guidance to our helpers and guides in the earth herself, in the upper world, where the angels and other ascended masters dwell. We go looking for guidance in the upper world. In the middle world, which is where we live, we seek answers, and we go into the earth, to the plants and crystals and stuff for healing. Mm. But everybody, like in each and every drum circle we do where we journey, everybody asks the same question of themselves for guidance. Nobody gets the same answer. That's the beauty of it. You get what is aligned with your soul, your spirit, and what your body needs.
Well, it sounds fascinating. I've just got a couple questions that kind of arise from your comments, and I'm wondering, all this talk, it may sound a little bit foreign to some people that aren't used to, these wave descriptions and, communing with the Ascended Masters. Can anybody do that, or is that something you need special training or special something to access?
Most of the people that come to our drum circles have never drummed before, but they're looking for something more than religion or medical doctors offer. Mm-hmm. So it really is direct revelation for themselves.
So really experiencing it is the best way to learn it.
It's the only way to learn it.
Okay. So if
because it is experiential. It is experiential for the person doing it.
Okay.
So, and I've been trained in several different shamanic healing techniques, which is a separate appointment, but anybody can come to a drum circle. And even if they don't think they get it and they fall asleep, which happens, they're getting something.
Right.
If nothing else, they're getting the drum beat that's soothing and calming and de-stressing their body.
And it's probably about 100 times more relaxing than being at the mall, like elbowing your way with all the shoppers that are making their last-minute purchases. So even if you take yourself out of that fray, getting the drum beat, I can see how that would be very, very healing and beneficial. So now you mentioned the light.
If you can't come to a drum circle, you can take yourself out of the fray and go home and read a book.
Right. Well, I really am curious about, the drum circle. I have not myself made it to one of yours, and I've been, kind of wanting to check it out. I think I'm fairly open, perhaps more open than a typical person you could run into about the potential for that. But I mean, what would you advise somebody in preparation if they did want to join your drum circle or another drum circle? Crazy question. Is it inside, outside?
It's inside.
Inside? Okay.
It's not very nice outside.
I know. Well, I kind of wondered.
I like comfort. Sorry, it's just part of who I am.
Well, in a way, I guess I kind of figured maybe it was around a fire or something, since the light is so important. But yeah, just logistics.
We will be lighting candles.
Okay.
For the light, and we will honor the return of the light, because the return of the light is the return of the inner light.
So say a little bit more about the light symbolism and how you integrate that into a ceremony like tonight's. Okay. What is the meaning there for people?
Tonight is the longest night, and so tomorrow, winter doesn't go away, but the days start getting longer, and each day is a little bit longer to the culmination at the summer solstice, when the sun is at its pinnacle, and it is the longest day. And the day after the summer solstice, the light starts retreating again, little by little. So spring and summer are actually masculine energies, because every human being is both masculine and feminine. And so we plant our gardens in the spring, and we start harvesting late July, August in where we live. And so with the first harvest, the light gets less and less. Then we come to the autumn equinox, which is when the feminine side of the year, and that's when the day and night is equal. And then from that point on, the days are darker and darker, and that's when we go within to heal from all the stress and excitement and harvesting and celebration of the harvest, or whatever we celebrate in the summer. We heal that. And
thinking of barbecues and probably overeating a little bit, picnics.
Right, and sunburns
like
on the beaches. All
I guess
vacations.
we humans are pretty good at stressing ourselves out regardless of the calendar.
And kids go back to school, and so hopefully it's a little quieter at home. And so into Halloween, which is then November is All Souls Day, whatever, the Day of the Dead. But that's when the veil is the thinnest. Going into the darkest day, which is today, and the longest night. Then the next holiday is Candlemas, which is February 1st, and that's when we wash away the face of the old woman, because it's still the feminine time of the year, and prepare the young woman symbolically. We prepare her to receive the seed. The spring equinox is in March 20th, where the days and nights are equal. And then Beltane is the sacred day of planting the seeds, which is around Mother's Day, which is when we plant, when it's finally warm enough to plant the seeds in our garden.
Do you think that has anything to do with why they picked Mother's Day when they did? I wonder. It seems so traditional, but I've never heard of that or thought of that, but interesting, very interesting. Well, so if you can't make it tonight, but I think many of us have candles, and we're looking at candles probably more this time of year, just as part of our holiday celebrating. What can we be doing to interact with light or interact with candle that might have, personal meaning or personal healing, even if, we're in our homes, not with a professional healer such as yourself? Like a meditation or anything, or
if you have one, great. What I would suggest that you do is, because tomorrow on the Earth calendar is New Year's. It's a new year. The light's returned. Write down everything that you want to release, everything that no longer serves you. on little pieces of paper and have a metal pan you don't care about or a fireplace and actually burn it and release it.
Okay.
I release and let go of what no longer serves me.
Mm-hmm.
I release and let go of belief systems that don't serve my highest and best good. Whatever it is, I release my anger. Whatever's going on for you. And I keep releasing judgment. And then look at the lights, and, if you don't have any candles, let it be a light bulb.
So really any light will work at all.
Absolutely.
Just as long as the intention is there and you're kind of getting your body in tune with what's going on.
And now that you've released and created space in your body, ask for what you want. I want my business to be more effortless. I want more time for the real moments with my husband and my children, my dog, whatever. I want more time to connect at a deep personal level with my friends. I want to be more creative. I don't know, whatever you want. But write it down.
I'm thinking as you say that how different that is from what we in the West typically think of as healing. Usually we wait until we have a cold or we have the flu or we just can't bear it and need to go get an antibiotic. But if we were thinking
somebody
about,
tells us to do something.
Right. But if we were thinking about those kinds of questions, I think how much healthier would you just feel day to day, minute to minute, but it doesn't seem like there are a lot of people out there that urge you to think about those types of things on a regular basis. So sorry, that might be a little bit down the rabbit hole, but
no, it isn't really, because on the new moon, every new moon, we ask for what we want to make manifest. The full moon, some of it's complete, some of it's complete in the next quarter, some of it takes a year to complete, some of it takes 2 years. But as long as you have written down that intention, you have told the universe, God, whoever your higher source is, this is what I want in my life. This is what my guidance is. And when you're writing stream of consciousness, just, I want this, that's really coming from your imagination. And your imagination is your soul and spirit. Mm-hmm. It's through our imagination that they communicate with us.
So in addition to these types of, exercises that you might do as a professional healer or, as the leader of a circle, how would that typically integrate with other modalities that you use? I know that you do a lot with oils. You do a lot of different types of things
to
help
all
people
energy.
heal.
It's all vibration.
Mm-hmm. So what is a typical thing that you see this time of year, maybe that somebody might have as a health issue, and what would your
can we not go down
remedy?
That rabbit hole?
Okay.
I see a lot of very, very sick people.
Yeah. Well, like just cold and flu, maybe getting a little too stressed. It gets warmer and colder very fast.
If people learn how to relax, that's what drumming does. It relaxes you. Mm-hmm. It lowers from the gamma rays or waves. It lowers, but the real healing happens at theta, which is that semi-conscious state we are in the morning. It happens at theta and delta waves.
Okay.
So being able to relax enough to sleep is the best thing anybody can do for themselves.
I guess what I'm trying to lead into here, quite frankly, is, this is just a personal mission for myself, and one of the reasons I started the site is to let people know about tools or resources in our community here in Northwest Indiana that can help them live a greener life. And I definitely think natural health is part of it. If we can get ourselves off of, so many pills and so many things that are just not all that sustainable or getting down to the root cause.
Well, I use therapeutic grade essential oils from Young Living Oils,
Okay.
and I have healed myself from cancer with that. And I didn't want to talk about a lot of my clients because they are that.
And I'm not asking for you, obviously, to share about any specifics of one particular client, but maybe just even a typical issue. What I'm trying to do is kind of break down the barrier if someone's afraid or just been hesitant to try a natural health remedy. I'd like to give them the idea of what it would look like. What does a session with you look like? How would they contact you?
You know what, Kathy? Every session is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every session is designed for the individual because most people have great fear. So when I go into meditation and I ask, how am I supposed to work with Kathy Sipple, they're going to tell me how to help you overcome your fear so that you feel safe working with me. It's not typically how a health practitioner works.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
And it's more of a coaching.
Do you ever have, I know you've got the drumming circle, for instance, tonight. Do you have other types of events like that where people could perhaps get a taste for who you are and get to know you, events or anything like that, or a newsletter that perhaps people could sign up for?
I'm just getting my constant contact set up. I have done a lot of events and on oils and stuff, and I don't do them right now.
Okay.
I'm writing a book. Actually, it turns out it's 3 books, and I do the drum circles right now. And if people want to call me, they are more than welcome to call me. They can go to my website, Sage, S-A-G-E, Spirit, S-P-I-R-I-T, a second T-E-R-R-A.org, and it means Healing Spirit Land. And the more people can get outside and just walk, they're going to be helping themselves. And I'm saying way too much.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Essential oils, organic food. Our bodies don't know how to heal or digest genetically modified food. So look for food with the label that has a 4 or a 9 on it, not a 3. 3 is genetically modified.
If possible. Yeah. No, I'm a big
Do
fan
not
of
use a microwave oven. And my mother got a microwave when I was 10 years old, and my digestive tract has suffered greatly as a result.
Okay, that sounds like a different show that I'll have to ask you about. I did not know
microwave oven cooks food from the inside out. It loses all the enzymes and nutrition, so the body thinks it's being given a toxin.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounds like just a lot of things that are quite different from the messages that we get from traditional media. And, I'm so glad that we have resources such as yourself here in Northwest Indiana. And, again, what I'd like to do with my site, 219greenconnect.com, and with this show is to just introduce resources. So, Marilee Snyder, I want to thank you greatly for coming on the show today. And I think we've got some additional shows coming up in the new year where we'll have you back, but we're almost out of time for today. So thanks again. And
thank you, Kathy. I appreciate the opportunity.
Happy Winter Solstice. Okay, Take care and enjoy that drum circle tonight. Thank you. Bye-bye. So this is Kathy Sipple, and you have been listening to an episode of 219 Green Connect, where we interview local experts on natural health, local food, the environment, alternative energy, and other matters of sustainability. Please join us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/219greenconnect for more, or email me at Kathy@219greenconnect.com. Thanks so much for listening.
Are you there? Bye.